Hey guys, today is February 1st, 2021 here in the Philippines, and I'm back with you with another news update. Stick around. Okay guys, like I said, today is February 1st, 2021, at least here in the Philippines, and I have some more news coming out, and some decent news this time, more glimmers of hope in the near future, so we'll cross our fingers on that. But let's start off with the bad news first, okay? So first thing is Philippines seen losing 700 million daily with Metro Manila and other regions under general community quarantine. As far as I know, it's Metro Manila and Davao, and there might be a few other places here. But they're losing 700 million in wages and other income each day that Metro Manila and other regions remain on general community quarantine, the country's economic planning chief said on Monday. Now, the thing is general community quarantine is the second level from the bottom there. The bottom is modified general community quarantine. That's the most relaxed. And I think there's supposed to be something after that. Once it hits below the lowest level, I think they just call it the new norm or something. I don't know. But that's what's going on there. Again, links will be down in the comments section if you want to read the full articles. I'm not going to read the entire articles. Next up, we have a little bit of some good news coming up, but we'll get to that in a second here. But next up, we have Philippines Airlines sets new testing quarantine protocols. So what it is and originally they weren't doing this, but the flight carrier Philippines Airlines said new protocols would be implemented on testing and quarantine for arriving passengers starting today, February 1st. So what they are doing is it used to be you would get a PCR test upon arrival here if you could get into the country. But for those who can get into the country, they now do the RT-PCR testing on their 6th day of quarantine at a facility or hotel accredited by tourism and health agencies of the government. So if you are a spouse of a Filipino, a parent of a Filipino child, you're on a special visa like a business or an investment visa, and you can get into the Philippines. Now, the Philippines is not open up for tourists right now, but if you were able to get in, this is what you'd have to do. You would quarantine, and on the 6th day, you would test, and then after that, you ended up going to whatever your destination is, and from there, you need to quarantine 14 days. So basically, you're 21 days of quarantining, really. Now, what's going to happen when tourism does open up? I doubt that it's going to be something like this, and I would imagine it would go down to a lesser amount of time here. But I'm not going to go into the entire article, but it just says, please complete your 14-day quarantine self-isolation under the monitoring of your local government unit or barangay health emergency response team, the airline company added. So that's what's going on there. Next up, we do have some good news. I'm just going to go ahead and read it for you here. It's coming out on the Philippines Bureau of Immigration Facebook page here, and I will flash it up here. And this came out on the 29th of January 2021, so about 3 days ago. And you can find this. You can actually follow along at the Bureau of Immigration Republic of the Philippines Facebook page. I'm not going to read the entire article, just the part that pertains to us. And the Bureau of Immigration chief stated that international travel restrictions remain in place even as we anticipate a gradual lifting of these restrictions this year as the vaccines against COVID-19 begin to arrive, the BI chief said. We hope that the tourism industry will finally rebound at least by the second or third quarter of 2021, and the Philippines will once again open its doors to foreign visitors, he added. So that's that. Again, you can go to the Facebook page, the Bureau of Immigration, Republic of the Philippines, like it, and then you can kind of follow along and get updates as well if you're waiting for the Philippines to open up and you want to keep updated with all that stuff besides just watching my channel here. Last thing here, March quarantine easing seen with vaccine arrival this month. So with the vaccine coming out this month, February, the Philippines is thinking that they are going to be easing restrictions, which is good news for those who are of us who are already here, because maybe we can do some inter-island travel and things like that. I doubt very much if this means anything about international travel opening up yet, but it is good news. It's a step in the right direction if this does happen. But it says quarantine restrictions may be further eased as early as March after coronavirus vaccines began arriving in the Philippines this month, the acting planning chief said on Monday. With the data we're seeing, and if everyone cooperates, I think we can further relax after this month. So really, one more month, and maybe things will ease up. We'll have to see what happens. Any relaxation stands to benefit Metro Manila the most, where general community quarantine has been in effect since the government started to gradually lift prohibitions and help the economy rebound from the pandemic shock. The area is responsible for the bulk of economic activity. Again, I won't go and read the entire article. If you want it, these links will be down in the description. So there you have it. We do have a couple of pieces of somewhat good news. Light at the end of the tunnel. We'll take what we can get, right? So not all doom and gloom today, like a lot of my news updates are. This time around, we do have a little bit of good news, a glimmer of hope. Light at the end of the tunnel, all of that. So short video, not real long, just wanted to give you an update. And so I'll continue to do these news updates, and hopefully we will continue to have good news, and I can be the bearer of good news and not the bearer of bad news all the time. So there you have it, guys. Questions, comments, please comment down below. Again, as always, hit the thumbs up. That does help. And if you like the video, please consider sharing it. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Make sure you hit that bell notification. That does keep you updated every time I come up with a news update or a live stream. And if you guys want to help support Geo in the Philippines here, go ahead and take a look at joining my YouTube membership, where you'll have access to exclusive video content, badges, emojis, things like that. And thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you later. Take care. Bye.